I'm trying to connect the dots.
I think we need to stick to the transcript, and I think in my testimony I referenced SH0CKED, the SH0CKED deal, and we know that that deal never went through, and that relates to CEFC in China.
Okay, so the Tony that he's referencing, do you believe that to be Tony Bobulinski?
In my transcript, I did not mention anything regarding Tony Bobulinski, but what I can do, again, is provide any information that I have related to him over to the House Ways and Means Committee.
Thank you so much. And then the reference to James, is there a reference to James in there? Is that James Gilliar, another Biden associate?
Again,
we might have to get that one too. That's okay. And again, I think it's just critical that we stick to the facts and not my opinion. So I appreciate the fact that you're only speaking with fact, not on a partisan basis.
Absolutely.
But if you could get those, that would help. Because in another message, Zaho responds to the earlier message, copy, I will call you on WhatsApp, and Hunter writes back, oh, my friend. Okay, my friend, I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father. Again, my concern is the ability to tell the truth, right? The cover-up is always worse than the crime. How many times did we hear Joe Biden say, not involved, not involved, not involved, I have no idea, yet his son says he's sitting right there while he's making these alleged influence peddling. So, Mr. Shapley, what do you think? What do these messages indicate to you? Can you comment on that?
Yeah, I mean, they indicate that we needed to take additional investigative steps to find out what the facts and circumstances were of this WhatsApp message, and we just simply, it was not supported.
Can you explain to us, what do you mean it wasn't supported?
So Special Agent Ziegler, I mean, spoke
as a normal part of a tax investigation, you want to understand why individuals are earning money. If someone's paid a significant amount of money, in order for that to be income, not a gift, not a loan, you need to understand the substance to why that person is paying them, and that's why you need to understand the four corners of that transaction.
Sure. And that's standard operating procedure that is usually held for normal members of society. I mean, that's standard operating procedure, but what you're telling me is you weren't able to pursue that. Correct?
That's correct.
I am out of time. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you again.
Chair recognizes Mr. Burchett from Tennessee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members. Thank you all for being here. When I was a younger man, the country wasn't going too well, and one night it really culminated in something, and I remember my daddy praying, said, Lord, at the blessing, he just said, Lord, please don't let us lose our country. That's the prayer I'll be making tonight after hearing this testimony, because this just really, it sickens me. And Mr. Ziegler, I know you're a man of faith. Mr. Shapley, I guess after tonight, maybe you are or you aren't. I'm not sure where it will drive you, but I will be remembering y'all in my prayers. And Mr. Ziegler, and I appreciate y'all's incredible courage. It takes a lot of guts to get up here and put your families and your spouses through all this garbage, and it's not right. And thank y'all sincerely.
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Mr. Ziegler, it's also come to my attention that today, after this hearing was already underway, apparently Oppo research is circulating from, quote, Hunter Biden's legal team, unquote, suggestions that you had leaked SARS and other investigative information to someone who had released that information online. Is there a statement that you'd like to make about whether you have leaked any investigative information to someone to reveal on the internet? And I'm sure Hunter Biden's legal team, who's obviously watching right now, and these dirt bags are trying to smear you through the press, and it's disgusting. And I'd appreciate hearing a direct answer from you, brother.
So there's two parts to this. There was that release of that bank report. My name was listed in there. So my name was out in the public as one of the IRS agents working this case, and that was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So that came out. And then on top of that, me and my husband were in a report that's out on social media, on Twitter, by a person with the same last name that I have, who I've never met, I have never turned over information to. We just happen to have the same last name, okay?
Right.
I was for my sexuality, my sexual orientation. My husband was put out there, like information related to me. So it was in an effort to discredit me, that I'm this person working for the liberal side and I must be a plant. And it was awful, the things that they were saying about me. But I can tell you that I've never turned over any information regarding this case to anyone related to that Marco Polo report or someone with the same last name that I have.
Thank you, and I appreciate that, and I'm sorry
Thank you so much, sir.
you and your husband had to go through all that misery. Mr. Ziegler, also, how much do you think Hunter Biden and his business associates received from the Burisma board?
I'm gonna need to refer to my transcript, so if you give me 2
How about
seconds.
this? How about if I just help you out? $666,667. Does that sound about right?
So is that a monthly transfer?
I'm not sure. I just, well, if it's a monthly transfer, I'm in the wrong
Yeah,
line
so
of work.
Burisma paid to everyone involved $6.5 million.
Okay, okay. And when did Hunter leave the Burisma board?
Can you hold on 1 second?
Sure.
It's not in the confines of my transcript, so that would be something I'd have to turn over
Okay.
to the House Ways and Means.
I'd like to get that. Was the money you think received from Burisma sent directly to Hunter Biden in 2014 and 15?
It was not. It was sent to an entity called Rosemont Seneca Bohai.
Okay. Why would they do that? And why would they not send it? Why would they send it to his business partner, Devin Archer? Was it and all that?
So I can talk about my normal experience. What I've hold on 1 second.
Can you give me a couple seconds?
So I can provide this in an additional testimony to the House Ways and Means Committee to explain that.
Okay, I'd like to get that. Mr. Ziegler, also, Rosemont Seneca Bohai, they didn't do anything. They didn't produce anything. Skinny Atlas, they didn't obviously do anything. Owasco did not do anything. Hudson West 3 didn't do anything. But are all these Hunter Biden affiliated companies, to your best of your recollection?
I believe I referenced in my testimony that I knew of those,
Okay.
but I didn't reference how I knew of them.
Okay. Well, I guess, and I should have directed that at Mr. Shapley, I believe, but my point is, you're familiar with these companies, but have you been able to identify what the Bidens did here in the business of selling, or what they did with these companies? Either one of y'all, Mr. Shapley.
Again, I'm going to have to, the response to that, the reason why some of these payments were received, we can turn over as a part of an additional
Well,
testimony.
I
to
guess
House
my
Ways and
point is they didn't sell tough steaks or crappy ties. They sold influence, in my opinion. And I'm out of time, Mr. Chairman. I apologize. I would like to close and say, if a buddy of mine, Rob Delozier, texted me during all this and said, I hope y'all get to the bottom of this, and I hope y'all do something about it. So that would be my wish for this committee. Thank you guys so much. God
That's
bless
the
you.
goal. Thank you. Chair now recognizes Mr. Fry for 5 minutes.